Alright, listen carefully, because after you hear it, you'll seriously think twice before replying to some random girl on Instagram. This isn't my story. This was told to me by a guy, and we will call him Sam. He swears every word is true, and honestly, the way he told it, you could feel he wasn't trying to impress anyone. He sounded more like someone just trying to warn you. So, Sam was your typical college guy. Not a loser, not some crazy extrovert either. He played a bit of football, hung out with his group, did okay in classes. But if you had to sum him up in one word, it would be lonely. Not in a dramatic way, just quietly. You know that type? Everyone thinks they're fine, but when they go home, it's just them, the ceiling fan, and their phone's blue light. Most nights, he'd be lying in bed, scrolling Instagram like a zombie. One night, around 2:30 a.m., he was doing exactly that when something small happened. Something so small that it didn't even feel like the beginning of a horror story. He got a reaction on one of his old reels from a girl he had never seen before. Her username was Anna 7th Night. Cute profile picture, kind of aesthetic, soft lighting, a hoodie, hair covering half her face. Not the typical overly edited profile. No mutuals, no common followers. No idea who she was. Now be honest, if this happened to you, you'd tap on the profile too, right? So Sam did. Her grid looked real, not like a fake account. Pictures from school, some from family functions, a couple of mirror selfies, even those cringy happy birthday to me type posts with long captions. The dates went back years, 3-4 years. Comments from old school friends. Tagging, inside jokes. Everything looked legit. So Sam was like, okay, not a bot at least. He checked the notification again. She'd reacted to his reel with a simple emoji. Nothing flirty. But from a stranger in the middle of the night, it stuck in his head. He didn't text her. He just locked his phone and went to sleep, thinking it was a random thing. The next morning at college, his friends were talking about the usual nonsense. She saw my story 3 times. This one left me on scene. And that's when it clicked in Sam's mind. He suddenly remembered. That girl. Anna. So he casually asked, "Hey, do any of you know someone named Anna on Insta?" They all shook their heads. "No, bro, who's she?" He showed them the profile. They all agreed it looked like a real person, but nobody knew her. Sam brushed it off. Must be some random girl, and dropped the topic. But Instagram wasn't done with him. That night he posted a random selfie on his story. Nothing special, just him, messy hair, caption like "dead after practice." He tossed the phone aside and tried to sleep. Around 12:15 a.m. his phone buzzed. He ignored it. It buzzed again. And again. You know that burst of notifications you get when someone goes crazy on your profile? Exactly that. Annoyed, he grabbed his phone and saw that Anna had liked almost all his posts. Pictures from first year, group photos, that ugly childhood photo his friends had dared him to post. Everything. And on top of that, she had dropped small comments. Nice fire emoji. Cool. Nothing creepy individually, but all at once. From someone who doesn't know you at all, it felt intense. Sam opened her profile again, scrolling deeper this time. Old school uniform pics, birthday cakes, random reels. He felt this weird mixture of flattered and suspicious. Just when he was about to lock his phone, he got a DM. From her. "Hey, sorry if this is weird. I don't usually do this, but you seem really interesting. Can we be friends? Now, tell me honestly, if someone real looking like that texted you first, would you ignore it?" Sam didn't. He replied, "Hey, it's okay. I checked your profile too. You seem cool. Yeah, we can be friends." And right there, that tiny moment, that harmless little reply. That was the point of no return. For weeks, they became insanely close. They talked literally every day. Good mornings, good nights, random jokes, deep personal stuff, all of it. Anna was funny, smart, and strangely intense. But in a way that made Sam feel special, not scared. She listened to everything, his insecurities, his frustrations, his family stuff, his dreams. and Sam, who usually kept things to himself, found himself opening up. He started checking his phone constantly, on the bus, between lectures, during practice breaks. His friends began to notice. Bro, who are you texting 24/7? Same girl? Show us her. He never showed them properly. He didn't know why. He just felt like this was his thing. Just him and Anna. Then one night, something changed. Around 1 a.m., he was talking to her as usual. Suddenly, he got a notification. Anna has added you to their close friends list. You know that little green circle around someone's story? Yeah. A second later, a green ring story popped up. Private story. Just for close friends. Just for people she supposedly really trusted. Sam felt this stupid little excitement like, wow, I'm special. He tapped it. It was a blurry picture, looked like the floor. On the floor there was a circle of candles. Old-fashioned, uneven candles, some half melted, some almost burnt out. In the middle of the circle there was something black, like ash or burnt paper. The caption read, I found you. No context, no explanation, just that. Sam stared at it for a few seconds, then replied, What's that, some kind of ritual? She left him on scene for a while, then replied, Haha, it looks weird, I know. My family has this old tradition. It's for protection. I did it for you. Now tell me, if someone you kind of like says, I did a protection ritual for you, would you think black magic? Or would you just think it's some quirky spiritual thing? Sam laughed it off and replied, Oh, so I'm blessed now. Then Anna replied, Yes, now you belong to me. I mean, to my circle, you're safe now. He read that twice. Now you belong to me. He felt a tiny twist in his stomach, but brushed it away. People joke like that, right? He had no idea that this was his last chance to back out. After that night, things shifted. Tiny things at first. He would get a notification from Instagram. Anna posted to their story. But before the notification even popped up, he'd hear a whisper. Very faint. As if someone said his name. Right next to his ear. Sam. He thought it was his imagination. You know how when you're half asleep your brain plays tricks on you? But it kept happening. He'd be lying in the dark, phone face down next to him. Suddenly he'd feel that weird prickle on his neck, like someone was standing really close behind him. He'd hear it. Soft, breathy. Sam. He'd flip his phone, and every single time there would be a new green ring story from Anna. Every single time. He told himself it was just coincidence. Because the alternative? That something was whispering his name right before her stories? No. Too creepy to accept. But it gets worse. Her private story started getting stranger. More candles, more circles. Sometimes strings tied to little pieces of paper. Sometimes weird symbols on the floor that he didn't understand. The captions were always short. Closer. Almost there. You'll feel it soon. One night, there was a picture of a notebook page. His full name was written on it, over and over again, in different sizes. Some of the ink looked smudged, almost like it had been mixed with something wet and dark. The caption? Bound properly now. Sam jokingly texted, Okay, now it's getting creepy. Are you doing black magic on me or what? She replied instantly. Would it scare you if I said yes? He sent a laughing emoji. She just replied, Don't worry, I told you, it's for protection. I just don't ever want to lose you. Eventually, they decided to meet, and here's an important detail. She was the one who asked. Sam, it's been months. Don't you think we should finally meet? He'd thought about asking so many times, but always chickened out. So when she said it, he felt relieved, excited, nervous. They picked a small cafe in the city. Public place. Safe. On the day they met, Sam said she looked exactly like her pictures. Just a little paler. dark circles under her eyes like she hadn't slept properly in weeks. But still, beautiful. Soft voice. Gentle smile. Sam said it felt like they'd known each other forever. They talked for hours, laughing, sharing old stories, staring at each other way too long. But a few small things were off. When Sam tried to take a picture with her, she gently moved his phone away. Next time, not today. And when the waiter asked if the bill should have Sam's name on it, Anna almost panicked. No name needed. Little things, easy to ignore in the moment. After the date, Sam offered to drop her home on his bike. She refused at first, then agreed. When they were on the way, Anna asked to drop her here, and Sam looked around and it was random, empty road. No houses, no lights except a single broken street lamp. Just trees and silence. Sam was confused. "Where's your house?" he asked. She pointed somewhere into the darkness. "Inside. My family doesn't like outsiders. If they see you, they'll ask questions. I'll walk from here. I'm used to it." He argued a bit, said, "Just let me drop you to the gate at least, it's late." But she insisted, her voice suddenly firm. "No, Sam, here is fine. Just message me when you reach home, okay?" He watched her walk away, her figure slowly swallowed by the darkness. As he rode back, something bothered him. He couldn't explain it at first, then it hit him like a slap. On that entire road, there hadn't been a single house. No gate, no building, nothing. Just emptiness. When he got home, he called her. Her phone was switched off. Maybe her battery died, he thought. He messaged her on Instagram. No reply, no scene. That night, he slept uneasy. Around 3 a.m., he woke up suddenly. His room felt colder than usual. He grabbed his phone out of habit. No messages, no calls. But there was a new private story from Anna. His heart was already beating faster as he tapped it open. It was a photo again. Candles. A circle. But this time, in the middle of the circle, was a printed photo of him. The same selfie he had posted on his story a few days ago. Someone had taken a screenshot, printed it, and placed it inside the circle. Around the photo, written in something that looked almost like dried, dark red ink, was his full name. Again and again and again. The caption said, "Now you can't leave." He stared at it, his mouth dry. Right then, his phone screen flickered, for just a second. You know that weird glitch when your screen shows like a split-second reflection? For a microsecond, he thought he saw something behind him on the screen. A shape, like someone standing over his shoulder. He spun around. Empty room, closed door, just the shadow of his cupboard. He tried calling her again. Still off. The next few days were pure hell. He started feeling like he was being watched inside his own room. Not in that paranoid, I saw a horror movie way. No. He'd be brushing his teeth and suddenly feel someone standing just outside the bathroom door. He'd open it. No one. He'd be on his bed, scrolling, and his phone would lag. The screen would reflect his face in the black loading screen. And sometimes, very briefly, he'd see another face behind his. Long hair, half-covered features like Anna's profile picture. He stopped sleeping properly, stopped eating properly. He turned off his Wi-Fi at night, but it didn't help, because even without internet, he'd wake up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, and swear he heard that same whisper by his ear. "Sam, you're mine now." Finally, he decided to confront her properly. He went to her Instagram profile and froze. Her username was the same, her DP was the same, her posts were the same, but the latest post was different. It was a black photo. Completely black, except for some faint light at the bottom. The caption was, "Miss you every day." He checked the comments. "Wish you were still here. Can't believe it's been a year already. You didn't deserve this, Anna. Rest in peace." His stomach turned to ice. He scrolled further down. Someone had tagged her in a post from last year. He opened it. It was a picture of the side of a road, broken streetlight, trees on both sides. The caption read, "Can't believe we lost her here. 1 year without you, Anna. That night you were walking home in that car, it still doesn't feel real. Same kind of road, same kind of emptiness. The post date? Exactly 1 year before the day he had dropped her off. Sam said his hands were literally shaking at that point. He clicked on another tagged photo. It was a picture of Anna with her friends. The caption, "Can't believe she's gone." In the comments, someone had written, "Her family still keeps her room like she's alive. They say her spirit never left the house." Another comment, "Her Instagram still logs in sometimes, creeps me out." Sam felt like he was going to throw up. If she died a year ago, who had he met at the cafe? Who had sat across from him, laughing, talking, refusing photos? Who had walked into that empty road that night? And who was posting those private stories? For days after discovering Anna's memorial post, Sam didn't know what to believe. He tried to convince himself that Instagram glitches happen, that maybe her family had access to her account, that maybe, just maybe, it was all in his head. But then things got physical. Sam was in his apartment one evening, sitting on his bed, scrolling, trying to pretend his life wasn't falling apart, when his bathroom door, which he knew he had shut, slowly creaked open on its own. He heard soft footsteps, not loud, not dramatic, just the sound of someone lightly walking barefoot on tile. He called out, "Hello?" No response, just a faint whisper. "Sam?" He froze. The voice wasn't like the whispers he heard near his ear before. This one echoed through the entire room, as if it seeped through the walls, the floor, the darkness. He grabbed his phone light and walked toward the bathroom. He wished he hadn't, because the mirror, covered in steam despite no hot water being used, had a single sentence drawn across it with a finger. "Why did you leave me there?" Sam stumbled back, heart thudding like a drum. He ran out of the bathroom, slammed the door, and stood there shaking. That was the moment he realized. This wasn't just a haunting, this was something bound to him. Something he didn't understand. Something Anna had tied to him. Desperate, Sam reached out to the only person he thought wouldn't laugh. An old professor from his university, Professor Malcolm, who taught religious anthropology and folklore. He told him everything. The girl, the private stories, the rituals, the symbols, the night she disappeared into that empty road. Malcolm's face changed slowly from confusion to concern to outright fear. "I need you to show me the photos," he said. Sam opened the private story screenshots he had saved. Malcolm studied them, zoomed in, whispered something under his breath, then said words that made Sam's stomach twist. "This isn't a random ritual. She performed a binding spell, a very old one. A ritual meant to anchor a lost soul to the living." Sam blinked. "What does that mean?" The professor looked him directly in the eyes. "It means she wasn't trying to protect you. She was trying to keep you with her, after death." Malcolm explained that the candle circles, the ash, the repeated name, that was all part of a soul tether. The moment Sam stepped into the cafe and sat across from her, whether she was alive or dead or something in between, the tether completed. He had unknowingly agreed. That night, Malcolm insisted Sam stay at his house. "If she comes tonight, you can't be alone," he said. And around 3 a.m. she did. Sam woke up gasping, as if someone was pressing down on his chest. The room was freezing. The candles Malcolm had lit as protection flickered violently. The dark corner of the room, behind the wardrobe, began to move, like shadows swirling, thickening, twisting into a shape. Long hair first, then a pale face half covered, just like her Instagram DP. She stepped forward, not walking, gliding, her head tilted unnaturally, her fingers long and darkened at the tips. Her eyes hollow? She whispered, "You left me, so I came back for you." She reached a hand towards Sam, cold air swirling like a storm. And Malcolm shouted, "Don't look at her!" He grabbed a handful of salt and threw it into the air, chanting frantic Latin phrases Sam didn't understand. The shadow recoiled, screaming without sound, the entire room shaking like an earthquake. Books fell, candles exploded. Lights flickered violently. Sam could feel invisible hands pulling at him, dragging him toward the dark corner. He felt her breath at his ear. "We belong together," he screamed. Malcolm slammed a heavy iron talisman onto Sam's chest, pressing it hard. The shadow shrieked, twisting, burning away like smoke caught in fire, then vanished. Silence. Total silence. Sam collapsed. Malcolm didn't waste time. He packed a small wooden box, chalk, candles, salt, holy symbols, and told Sam, "We must go back to where she died. That is where the tether anchors." The same empty road, the same broken streetlight, the place where Sam had dropped her off, and where Anna had died a year before. They arrived at 3 a.m. Malcolm drew a protection circle around Sam on the road, spreading salt and chalk symbols. He placed candles around the boundary. Then he asked Sam to stand perfectly still. Malcolm began the ritual, a mixture of Latin, Old English, and something older. As he chanted, the air around them grew impossibly cold. Branches shook without wind. Darkness thickened like fog. And then, from the other side of the road, they saw her, Anna, exactly as she had appeared that night. Same hoodie, same hair, same pale face. She stepped forward slowly, her feet not touching the ground. Malcolm warned, "She will try to talk to you. Do not respond." She approached the circle. Sam tried not to look at her, but she leaned forward, face inches from his. Her voice was soft, broken, trembling. "Sam, I waited for you. You said you'd message me. Why didn't you?" Tears rolled down Sam's cheeks. Her voice cracked with desperation. "Why did you leave me alone? Why did you let me die? We were meant to be together." The candles flickered wildly. The circle trembled. The shadows around her twisted violently. Malcolm chanted louder and louder until finally, a burst of light erupted. Anna screamed, her form flickering, tearing apart like smoke in a vacuum. She reached towards Sam one last time. Her final whisper was not rage, but heartbreak. "Don't forget me." Then she vanished. This time, for good. The tether snapped. Sam collapsed to his knees, sobbing. Malcolm whispered, exhausted, "It's over." Months later, Sam moved to a different city, changed his number, deleted Instagram for months. Eventually, he made a new account. New username, new profile picture. Fresh start, everything was fine. Before you go, remember something. Not every notification comes from the living. If you want more real horror stories, make sure you subscribe and keep your lights on. And I'll see you in the next nightmare.